What is up, everybody? Solomon here. I hope you guys are having a fantastic day. Hedera Hashgraph is a behemoth. It is a monster. It is absolutely insanely big, in my opinion. This is not financial advice, but I'm going to show you the factual-based evidence that I have found about Hashgraph. Some of that is very new. This is very new. This is August 3rd. This is a publication of a patent from Hangzhou Qiuyan Technology Company Limited. And we're going to see exactly how big this company is real quick before we dive into some of the implications of what's going on here. So this is, again, Hangzhou Qiuyan, and they essentially are the operators of Hyperchain. As a world-leading supplier of blockchain products and application solutions, Hangzhou Qiuyan Technology Company Limited is committed to building new infrastructure and empowering the digital development of society. Qiuyan Technology is a blockchain technology company featuring the most abundant implementation scenarios in the industry, with its products widely used in finance, public affairs, justice, energy, manufacturing, and other key areas. The company serves hundreds of organizations and institutions, such as the Ministry of Housing and Urban Rural Development, the National Audit Office, the Ministry of Industry and Information Technology, the State Administration for Market Regulation, the People's Bank of China, the mainstream banks, the state grid, I will repeat, the state grid, and local governments supporting hundreds of billions of RMB in business scale. So, Hangzhou Qiuyan we know is a very big monster. And actually, if you do a little bit more research into them, they just became the first unicorn company in China, I believe, from a blockchain standpoint. Now, in this patent here, which was, like I said, publicized the beginning of August, the application was filed, I believe, in April, but the patent was publicized beginning of August. I had seen the application before. I have not seen the publicized portion of it yet. Directly talks about potentially utilizing Hedera Hashgraph. Now, this system that they are talking about here is this cross-chain transaction supervision method, device, equipment, and storage medium. I'm not going to go overly involved into this, but they are directly mentioning that in the present application of this patent and of this system, the first blockchain and target blockchain may be located on multi-chain architectures-based blockchain platforms, or may be located on a historically proven high-performance underlying blockchain protocol-based platform, such as the above described blockchain platforms, including but not limited to, and I think that they may be trying to say Polkadot here. It says Wakapolia blockchain platform, a Hedera Hashgraph blockchain platform, a Dfinity blockchain platform, which we all know, if you're in the loop as far as keeping up on all these assets, would be ICP, or a Solana blockchain platform. We all know that Solana obviously just kind of broke out of its all-time high and is kind of in that price discovery mode right now. So you essentially have a company, Hangzhou Qiuyan, who is tied into really the deep state of China here, that is talking directly about Hashgraph, talking directly about Dfinity as well. Now, I want to make these videos short and sweet, at least as short and sweet as I possibly can here. So, what I want to say first and foremost is that we know what Hashgraph, the implications of what Hashgraph is from a speed, from a technology, from an implementation standpoint. We know that Hashlog essentially was directly tied in with Hedera Hashgraph as well. This is through Georgia Health Tech Companies. This is, I never know how to pronounce this. Acer or Coer, however you pronounce that. This is directly Hashgraph integrated. But what's really interesting to me is when you get into, and I think that Hyperchain, of course, yes. So we know that Hangzhou Qiuyan is Hyperchain, basically, right? We just talked about that. Hyperchain. The Hyperchain is a blockchain-based project for donation tracking network to help governments and healthcare organizations in the donation process to beer cold infected victims in China. Hyperchain ensures transparency of the donation case from the beginning to the endpoint. The Hyperchain would connect up to millions of nodes, making it possible for more people to access donated goods and medical equipment from the factories. It's very interesting for me to see how deeply integrated it seems that Hashgraph is involved in the medical field. We'll go through that a little bit here to an extent, but we do know that Hashgraph essentially is tied directly into the NHS in the UK. NHS facilities in England are using tech developed by UK firm Everywhere and US blockchain organization Hedera Hashgraph. So we get that, right? what's also interesting is that during their 2021 hackathon, Hello Tokenization, one of the judges on the panel is the VP of Global Clinical Supply at Pfizer. This is Michael Koo, overall hackathon judge, among some others here. So we know that Hyperchain and Hangzhou Qiuyan are tied into these medical ecosystems in China. We know that Hyperchain and Hangzhou Qiuyan are tied into the People's Bank of China and all of these other institutions from a government standpoint in China. Now, what's also interesting, and this is directly from my Patreon, so I apologize, but in addition, with governance as a key concern, especially when working for a national government, AVC and MVC need to leverage a network with transparent governance. The Hedera network is governed by a growing group of large, highly respected enterprises and institutions. This is leading supply chain company AVC Global selects Hedera Hashgraph as their distributed ledger technology platform. Let's read this sentence again, and this is directly from a member at AVC. And they're talking about working for a national government. They needed a distributed ledger technology that had an efficient network and one with transparent governance as well. And then it talks about the governing board of Hedera Hashgraph. I'll roll through some of these slides real quick here and then just kind of try to finish this video off short and sweet. We can see here AVC Global. This was earlier this year. I'm just really trying to present a picture of exactly what Hedera Hashgraph has been tied into as far as from the healthcare standpoint. Now, this is also interesting because I believe it is through AVC that they have this MVC product. The MVC is medical value chain. Hedera Hashgraph is directly integrated into medical value chain. Kingdom of Bahrain, NHRA, selects medical value chain to help improve the safety of the medicine supply chain for its citizens. So we can see the organizations that Hedera is surrounding themselves with. We can see the technology that Hedera Hashgraph has. We can see patents from some of these institutions that are tied in with governmental organizations, not only from Bahrain, but directly into Hyperchain through Hangzhou Qiuyan in China. People's Bank of China, all of these different ecosystems coming together. Hyperchain. We can see the NHS, National Health Service in the UK, directly utilizing Hedera Hashgraph. We can see National Kingdom of Bahrain, like we talked about before. We can see Pfizer being on the governing governing board as far as the panels are concerned for the hackathon. And last but not least in this video, like I said, I'm going to try to keep these videos shorter from now on. That last video certainly was not. If you did not see my video from yesterday, I very much so recommend doing it. It's not a patent. It is literally a layout, a blueprint for the Internet of Value provided by an MIT professor who is deeply integrated and worked with Ripple and Interledger Protocol in the past. And that document to me may be the most important document that I've ever found because I think that it potentially lays out the timeline that we're all looking at here for full Internet of Value adoption, which is certainly a couple of decades out. The financial portion of it is going to get hashed out for the legacy system as far as things that just need to be changed. But that document really presents a picture as far as how big the scope is. It's not just finance, it's data, it's everything involved in it. And, I think one of the platforms that may play a large role in this is going to be something like Alliance Block, where they're going to be tying together DeFi and centralized finance. And from all discussions that I've had with certain individuals at Alliance Block, and from all of the research that I've done on Alliance Block, they seem to very much so understand the importance of data standards, and especially data interoperability, and especially cross-border regulatory compliance, and especially liquidity mechanisms, especially all of this stuff. And just a huge congratulations to those of you, the Patreons that I've had. I know that we've been into, those of you patrons that have been in my Patreon since December, we got into Alliance Block around 6 cents, but I have been a very avid supporter of Alliance Block ever since then, and I think a $221 million market cap is absolute peanuts. So we will see where this goes. I am not giving you financial advice to buy Alliance Block. I am just saying that what they are attempting to do is absolutely massive. And in my opinion, at some point, top 30, top 20 project potentially in this space. And when we really kind of extrapolate out what that means from a market cap and evaluation standpoint, and I'm not associated or affiliate with them whatsoever. Trust me, I've tried to be. I think that a top 20 or 30 asset within the next 5 years, we're talking about probably $40-50 billion market cap or more. So that's at least where my head's at. Again, not financial advice. And it's just we're kind of really in this very interesting portion of where Alliance Block is sitting at right now with price action. We've touched base once, twice, three times, and now we're attacking this level once again. And then here's my little Hangzhou Kyoyan as far as being able to pronounce that hyperchain blockchain company name. I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you happen to be, and I will talk to you when I talk to you later.